Hi guys, so after I did a haul video on Mexican candy shop or Luceria candy that I had picked up, I showed you guys how to make a real quick pulparindo, like spicy apple, and that one is very spicy, and it's that's about it. It's a little sour, you know, it has a little like tartness to it, lemony flavor, but the pulparindo candy itself is pretty spicy, and then you're gonna roll in more chile, right? So I started developing a different apple, a chamoy apple, which a lot of people have videos on, and everyone has a different recipe or how they like to put it together. So hopefully this one's kind of easy. It's gone from sour, not spicy enough, pretty spicy. Like I just, you know, it just depends on what you like. And so this is a very good basic recipe, and then you can just kind of tweak things as you would like. But you're going to need apples, and you know, green apples are my favorite just because they're a little bit tart themselves to kind of play off that chile. But red apples, yellow, it doesn't matter. Whatever apple you like. So obviously some are sweeter than others. So I've already just washed and cleaned this one really well because I'm just going to make one. I have two sitting in the fridge already for my kids, so I don't need a lot of them. But I am going to show you how to make a batch that's good enough for 3 apples. Normally it covers about 3 apples. You might have a little bit extra, and then you just kind of slap it back on another apple. So nice and clean. I just have one here. If you want to put it on a stick, you'll need a wooden skewer. I don't put it on sticks because we're just going to cut it up and eat it anyway. Main thing, one of the main things that you want, tamarindo pulp. These candies they're sold like this at the Luceria. You might find them at a Mexican market. Maybe you buy one at a time because buying a whole pack, sometimes they don't have them that way. But at the Lucerias, they will. This one's tamarind flavored candy roll, which is interesting because it does have tamarindo. It actually has quince pulp, then sugar, then salt, then chile. So when you're looking at it, obviously it's not tamarindo, it's tamarindo flavored. I did find some tamarind paste at my Mediterranean market. You can use this too, but as you can see, it's very similar. This one's actually nice and soft. This one might be better. It's just, it has it says seedless, but you can see that it still has some little dots in it. So I didn't want to mess with that, but I did buy it because I want to try it out next time. But for right now, let's just stay with the Mexican, you know, how they would have them with the candy shop. So I'm going to use 2.5 of these. 2.5 will cover 3 apples. If you do all 3, that's fine, but you're just going to have a lot of extra. Well, not a lot extra, but some extra. So I'll cut that in half. So we need 2.5 of those. You're gonna need chilito, like, I did a little bit of a haul. I'll probably, at the end of this video, I did go back to the Mexican candy shop and I picked up a few other things. One of those things being Miguelito, which is what normally a lot of people use in their apples. As you can see what it looks like, it's just chile, you know, sugar. This one has sugar, salt, then chile guajillo. I don't know, and citric acid, so that gives that little lime flavor. So that's this stuff. It was harder for me to find. I only found it at my candy shop, not even the Mexican market sells it. So there's a pelon picositos. These are, sometimes you'll find them in the little markets or like in packets. I happen to buy a whole case. You can use that. I'm gonna be using Lucas Chamoy because I like the flavor of it and it just works better. So some of these are spicier, some of them are lemony, some of them are tart. You just gotta pick. So I'm gonna use this one. I did use this one the first time, and it was so sour, like my eyes were closing, except for my little son. He said he loved it. So I guess if you like that sourness, you know. And I'm going to use this pico de gallo, which is basically more chile than anything else. So just like chile powder would be good. Well, chile powder is just chile. You can find stuff like this. It's like tajin. You can use tajin if you wanted. Instead of mixing this in, you can use tajin itself. I'm going to use tajin for the outside. So those are a few things. And then I'm going to use some chamoy. Now I have this cheap chamoy. It's like $2 for this huge thing. And I'm just using this to help me kind of bind the items, but also stick it to my apple. I just want to show you there's different brands of chamoy. Like this one I showed you guys, it's kind of fancy. It's twice the price and it looks like really nice. Look at all this stuff that's in there. Like this is real stuff. The other one is more like just flavorings and liquids. There's Forritos by Zumba Pica. These are the people that make Forritos like that to cover your apple already. But if you can see, their stuff looks a lot like Miguelito. So it just depends on the flavor. Try things out. If you like it, if you don't like it, you know, don't use that. This is their chamoy and it's nice and thick, but it's also, again, just flavorings. And at the end, I'll show you how to make it into a Manzana Loca, which just means you're going to add some other things into the apple after you've made your apple. So, let's get started. Okay, so I already have 2 of the rolls in here. I just want to show you the third one. You just kind of open it up. Oh, I was reading more of what's in here. It's tejocote, so it's just another kind of fruit, the quince, but it's really nice. So I can't complain. I don't know. It is kind of hard to come by just tamarind though. And then at the Mediterranean market, they also had the liquid tamarind, which is basically what you want, like any kind of tamarind pulp. But you have to add in a lot more of the Miguelito or whatever salty, whatever chile mix that you choose. So just half a stick. And then put this away, and we'll use that later. I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, and only 30. If your microwave is really hot, you might wanna go like 20 seconds, okay? Because you don't wanna start bubbling or anything like that. You're just trying to soften it. The first time I did this, I was just like, I'll just do it like this. It was so hard. So 30 seconds, and it'll be very malleable. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, some of it's softer. You just don't want it to be too hot either. You don't burn your fingers. Okay. So this is where you can do whatever you want. So for me, because this is a little bit sour already, this one's just a sweeter, the Lucas Chamoy. And Doran did ask for it to be a little more sour this time, but I'm like, I can't do it. So I only use half a bottle of this. What size, like measurement is that? I don't know. It's their little 20 grams, so it's 10 grams of this stuff. Maybe a little more. And it always makes me sneeze. I don't know why. It's just, I think it's the citric acid. Okay, the chile. I always just eyeball this because I want it to be spicier. The first time it was too sour, the next it wasn't spicy enough. So I'm gonna measure it for you guys if I can, only to give you an idea, but normally I just throw it in. Let me see, that's about half, just about half a teaspoon for that. But you can do a teaspoon, I mean, whatever you like. I mean, it's yours. This is basically it. So if you were using Miguelito, you would use this instead. If you were using tajin instead of the chile, pour the tajin in, whatever you got, doesn't matter. And then the chamoy is just to help you kind of make it come together, but you don't want this to be too soft either. So hope you can see just like a little squirt, like seriously, like that's about it. And that's about maybe half a teaspoon. Sorry, I'm waiting for that thing, that chamoy, to make me sneeze, and then it didn't, but now I feel like it's coming anyway. Oh goodness, okay. So you're just gonna start, you can use a spoon I guess if you want, but I'm just gonna use my hands to begin with here. And some of it is way softer than the rest. Here we go. That's what I was waiting for, okay. Anyway, if you are gonna make these to sell, of course you're gonna be wearing gloves right now. I am going to put this together for my kids, and then I'm only gonna make the one apple, and then the rest of it you can just put in a Ziploc, put it in your fridge and use it, you know, days from now. This doesn't go bad that quickly, and actually I guess whatever the expiration date on the candy is, that's when it would go bad. But hopefully you're seeing how quickly that comes together. Super quick, and it's still a little bit soft, so I think what I'm gonna do, I mean, actually this is really nice. Maybe I'll put a little bit more, even though I hate to do it because I don't want it to be too sour. Just a little bit more of this guy. And this guy is more lemony. You can put this in and it has more spice too, so it's just more tanginess that you're gonna introduce. So I'm gonna mix this through, and I think we'll be ready to wrap our apples. Okay, and as before you're done, you know, give it a taste, and you know what? It's not even that spicy, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. So maybe it is a whole teaspoon. Just give it a taste, and if you feel like it's too tangy, add some sugar, like regular sugar, okay? So this is why it's kind of like everyone has their recipes, and then you're like, no, that one's not, you know, you gotta try it out for yourself. But you can try it as you're going along too. It doesn't hurt to add a little more of this or that or whatever, so. Okay, so that was pretty sticky. So I'm gonna wash my hands real quick just to get this off. And then I like to put a little bit of chamoy in a little bowl. That's gonna help me keep my hands from sticking to the paste, but also give it some flavor instead of just using water. I see a lot of people just use water on their hands, you know, as they're doing this, but let me go ahead and get this all off, wash my hands, and I'll be right back. I know it doesn't look very pretty because it's all smeared in there, but that's okay. So we're gonna take a little bowl, little chamoy, you can just put water, and your hands are gonna definitely turn red from manipulating this stuff, but you know, if you're wearing gloves, I guess you would avoid that. But okay, so I just get some on my hands and I get it all on my apple. And actually I usually like to have a plate here. Oh darn, I didn't get out a plate. Let me grab one from in here. I'm right in front of my cupboards, but then my tripod's right in front, so it's hard for me to open the door. Cupboard door, okay. So we have that. I'm just gonna place it down for just a second. And you're gonna get about a third of this stuff. Again, there really is no measurement, just grab some. And see how it's not sticking to my hand this time because I have the chamoy on my hand. And what I like to do is just patty cake this out so you don't have to do too much. Look how nice that is. It's just a nice texture. And you can start on the bottom of your apple, on the top. I guess it also depends if you're using a stick or what's more comfortable for you, but all I'm going to do is just start manipulating it. You saw I patty caked it, and now I'm just going to, as I'm bringing it down, just bring it down over your apple. And it's super easy. And this one, actually, it's a lot easier to manage than the pulparindo, but the pulparindo is just a different flavor. Like I said, it's kind of gritty. The candy's gritty. If you like that candy, like my brother-in-law, he just likes nice fresh ones and he'll eat it up. My kids like it. Then you're going to like it, you know? But if you're not used to that candy, or if you don't, it's not your favorite, like for me, it's not really my favorite, you're not going to like the texture. So I sent some over to my neighbor's house and they loved them, you know, so it just depends. And they also like this one, the fresh ones I made, but you know, they're all good. They're just slightly different. So look how easy and spreadable that is. Like, I want to go ahead and make the other 2 apples, but like I said, I already have 2 apples in the fridge. My son's like, can I take some for snack? I'm like, are you sure? So he took his chamoy apple for snack to school. I cut it up for him, obviously, and put it in a Ziploc. So cute. And he's like, I said, oh, what did your friends say about your apple? He's all, they all knew what it was, which is cute because most of his little friends at his new school, there's a lot of Latinos, so they know what's up as far as this here. All right, so this is as much as I'm gonna do. If you wanted to get a little more just to top it off here, I don't really care because when I cut this to make a Manzana Loca, this whole part goes away anyway. But hopefully you can see how easy and you can manipulate that. And just make it nice and smooth as you can. I'm gonna wash my hands off really quickly and we're gonna sprinkle it with chile. So I'm gonna sprinkle mine with tajín. You can sprinkle it with more of the pico de gallo. You can sprinkle it with the Miguelito if you want. You can sprinkle it with sugar, whatever is gonna help you, you know, the flavors you like, but also so it doesn't just stick to like if you put it in a bag, because a lot of times to gift it or to give them out, you put them in a gift bag or a Ziploc. This is how I've been doing it. I send it to my neighbors with a Ziploc. I like to put some down on here so that the apple doesn't stick. And I'm just pouring it on. And whatever is at the bottom of my plate, I just put it in the bag with the apple later. So I'm kind of holding the apple, suspending it a little bit. Sorry, hopefully you can see. So you're just adding tons more chile right here. Again, like I said, you can roll it in sugar. Roll it in colored sugars if they're really colored so that it looks pretty. Maybe the theme of your party or whatever if you're giving it out as a... putting on your party table or giving them out. And that is it, you guys. So at this point, your apple's ready. You can just bite into it. If it's on a stick, you bite it. You can cut it up. I'm gonna show you how to take this one step further, but this thing is so yummy. Like, it's so good. So, one more thing, I'll show you how to make it into a Manzana Loca, and you can do whatever you want with that, but I'll show you how I do it really simple and easy. Okay guys, so we're gonna be done with this stuff here. Actually, well, yeah, I know we're done with that. So this apple is really still kind of soft, and you would just eat it if you wanted. You can put it in your fridge for 5-8 days, whatever you want. Put it in the fridge and, you know, open it up later to make your Manzana Loca. It doesn't matter. So I guess I'm gonna eat this for breakfast because it's early right now, and someone's gonna have to eat it because once you do this, it's gonna have liquid and you gotta get it eaten. If you're selling them, which I don't know if anybody watching this would be selling them, you're not gonna put the liquids on it or even cut it open until like someone has just purchased it and you're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just using an apple cutter. This one I did get at the Dulceria, but I'm pretty sure they sell this like at the Dollar Tree, no? I don't know. So like I said, this stuff is soft, so hopefully this works out for me and doesn't just come off. And the apple is a little bit crooked, so the core might cut out just a little bit funny. Yeah, I can still see some seeds over here, but you don't have to cut all the way through it for this application, but if you do, that's fine. Don't worry about it like I might have. I'm gonna put this bowl down, and basically we're just going to trick this apple out. So as you can see, some of it did fall apart. You can leave this middle part there. I've seen people leave it there, but really, what's the point? I'm going to throw that out. And like I said, my apple is a little bit crooked. Usually I try to go with the contour of the apple when I use that apple cutter. And so we have our pretty apple, making it a little more beautiful, but that's kind of why you don't want to cut through the whole thing. And if you didn't cut through the whole thing, you just kind of, like even what I did, I pushed it back through. Just let it push back through. I have these Japanese peanuts here. These are the La Rosa brand Japanese peanuts. You can buy them in smaller packets. You'll see them pretty much everywhere. They even have them at like gas stations nowadays. Anyway, so put as much as you like of those. These are actually really yummy, so I will put quite a bit. And so from here, you can add more candies. They have these things called salsagueti, or like little chunks of chaka chaka, or little chunks of tamarind candy. Little chunks of like these guys are chewy and they're pineapple candies, but I'm not going to add any more candy because I think for me, this is already pushing it as far as the limits of what's good for you to eat, right? So I'm not going to do any of that, but you can add all kinds of stuff, okay? So next thing I'm going to do is you're going to add like a little bit of clamato, and I'm not going to measure it out, but just do what you like, and just a little bit. I mean, it's like a splash, okay? You see that? And then I'm gonna add a splash of lime juice, and you can use a regular actual lime. It tastes fresher because it always has a like kind of a fake taste to me. But I like a lot of lime juice, so I'm gonna put that on there. And then, oh, let me get that. Where did I put it? Okay. I usually have a huge Valentina, but right now I have a little guy because I hate storing big, huge bottles in my fridge. So I have a little bit of Valentina. This thing's already spicy as it is, but what I do is I kind of go around, just add a little Valentina in here and there. Not on all of the apples, but if you like chile, drizzle it on really thick, go ahead. And then we're gonna take some chamoy. And the chamoy, it's sweet, it's sour, it's good. I always end up putting quite a bit of that. And then you can top that off with a little tahini if you like, or just leave it like this. So that's it. I'm gonna take pictures of this, so I'm not gonna bite into it, but you would just take a spoon, eat your little peanuts, you know, pick up the apple, just take your bite, you know, and then all that little clamato and the juice that's down at the bottom starts getting on the peanuts. It's on your tamarindo, like the wrapper part of your apple. It's really good. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you try it out. Hopefully you'll find some of these things. Like I said, the basic things you need is some kind of tamarind base, you know, the chile or Miguelito or Lucas or any combination of all these things, whatever you think you like, and a little chamoy, the liquid. That's basically the basics, right? And everything else is just extra and fun. So thanks for watching. I'll have some pictures for you guys, and I guess I'm gonna eat this as soon as I take some pictures. Oh, I was gonna show you guys some different things I picked up recently at the Mexican market. So let me show you those just because we're already here. Okay, ooh, before I move on, I will take a bite now that I took a picture. So you just pick that up and look how it's coated so pretty with the little coating on there. It's really good because it's not too sour. I mean, I'm telling you, that first one I made, my eyes were closing. It was so sour. I think Dorian will like that. All right. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Yeah, I was just like, I can't have it too sour for me. I know kids like that. So that's perfect. And then a little spice hits you. Woo! Okay. Anyway, so I go to Dulceria. I always forget the name of it. It's in Escondido. Escondido, California. So if you put in Escondido Dulceria, you're going to find it. I don't want to say it's called Aztecas because I don't think that's what it is. Wait, I might have the receipt. Nope, this is a receipt from the Dollar Tree. Okay. That's so funny. Wait, maybe down here? No, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, I don't have the receipt. But anyway, this bag is from Splendid, so there's a receipt from Splendid, which is a fancy store, which is really nice, but they sell like soft clothes that I think 7 Jeans bought them out or something. But anyway, so these are, again, like little gummies that are soft and yummy, and they have, you know, spice all around because that's what we like. And I picked up more of the borrachines because Miranda loves these. She's so crazy. But I do like the cajeta. I actually like the rompope one better, but they didn't have just a rompope one at the time, which is basically rum, kind of, or I guess eggnog rum. I bought 2 more packs of these guys for specifically what you just saw with the apple. I mean, Dorian is all about them. He talks about them all the time. I'm like, okay, buddy. Always talking about tamarindo apples. I got 2 Miguelitos. They did have the small packs of them. And then this is what's funny. I went there about 3 days ago, right? Or earlier when I made the other haul. And my friends and I took them out over the weekend. I took my neighbor and my friend Kat, who's from Australia, to check out the Mediterranean market in Poway, and then to go to the Mexican store. And they were, well, my other friend had already seen the Mexican store, but they hadn't gone to the Mediterranean market. And they were like so amazed. We ate lunch there because they have like chicken shawarma and all that good stuff. So anyway, I'd gone there 3 days earlier by myself, right, when I did the other haul. And they didn't have half the stuff they had. So like, I guess they just restocked. That's kind of what's nice about being close to the border, I guess, because they can restock and have fresh stuff, and I'm not worried that, you know, it's not good or whatever. So they just brought these in. So I grabbed 2 big ones just because of these apples. I want to try these out next. I haven't tried it with Miguelito. Okay, so I was like, oh, they have the hulls. They had hulls in all the different flavors, but for some reason the sabor, this is sabor a limon, but it's honey and lemon. But you see, now I look at it, they're using a lime. These are just better than American hulls, I'm sorry, than the ones that they do here. And I don't know if these are spicier. Maybe we're used to something spicier, so this has to be really kind of, not spicy, but like have a lot of flavor, right, for it to work for us, to clear out your passages if you're already used to like spicy stuff. I don't know, but these are just so good. So I grabbed a pack, and my friend from Australia, she's like, oh, are they really good? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. So she took a pack for herself. And they're just better. The formulation of these are way better. And the blue ones, forget about it. They're really like hot. And then I grabbed some La Corona because I thought, oh, why not? I've never seen these out here, and it says chocolate con leche, so chocolate with milk, but you know, I don't know. Unless they just mean milk chocolate. Let's see. I wasn't sure exactly if it was like filled or what they mean by this. Yeah, it's just milk chocolate, so basically. Oh, it has really good flavor. It's not a cinnamon flavor like Mexican hot chocolate, but it's just something, maybe it is. Oh, it's really good. I grabbed this at the Mexican market, which is Northgate here. Horchata, but this one makes a whole gallon, and I've never seen one in a liquid form. I usually get the powder, so I want to try this out. And I think that's it. I have Mediterranean market stuff, but I'll do another video with that later. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to keep eating my little snack here. Hopefully you guys try it out. Like I said, just do whatever you like and see it. You can add in mango in this. You can add in cucumber. You can add in other fruits or other things that you think might be yummy all together. It just works out. Oh so gosh, I'm gonna make this video longer and longer. I forgot. Yesterday I've been trying to adapt the recipe to make pan de muerto, but in a concha. No, not concha, in a mantecada, right? Which is basically like the manteconchas I showed you guys the other day. So these are mante muertos. Okay, sorry. So these are manteconchas basically, and I filled them, and I took a recipe. I reduced it so it only makes like 12 or so, because I mean you end up with so many dozens. And then I filled it. What else did I have to do to this recipe? I just had to tweak it so that it was the right texture and all this. So it was the first time I tried it, and then I dipped it in colorful sugar. That's why it looks kind of crazy too. So some of them opened up, so now I know, okay, make sure the filling is a little bit lower, like all these different tips. So people asked if I made a video yet. I have not, but I will. But I'll open one up real quick for you guys. Look how cute. So basically pan de muerto, these little knobby things are supposed to look like bones. So, which means, you know, dead person's bread. And I have to look that up, if it means bread for a dead person or dead person's bread. But either way, you make this like in November for, you know, Day of the Dead, those kind of things. But they're good all year long, and it has like an orange essence, okay? So anyway, so I made these little dudes, and the filling, as you can see, was right on top, and this one happens to be, what's this stuff called? Cream cheese and raspberry jam. Super good. So, and the next time I think I'll do orange zest. I did use orange blossom water. And I don't know, I'd rather have a natural flavoring than, it's not saying it's not natural, but just, you know, natural flavors instead of something from an essence. So, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you at the next one. Bye now.